Hi, everybody. This episode of the Lewis Sabin Video Podcast is brought to you by Joe Rogan. Huge thank you to him. If you've seen this before, you know what I'm going to say, but seeing as how I don't always synchronize these the same way, you never really know if you should skip forward or not, because you might miss important shit. Like I said, this is because of a huge thank you to Joe Rogan and the JRE, the Joe Rogan Experience Podcast. It's available on YouTube and iTunes. Without Joe Rogan, I would have never thought about doing my own podcast. In fact, up until listening to Joe's actual podcast, I didn't know there was such a thing as a podcast. Had never heard of it. Yeah, and that's some interesting shit. I'm gonna close these because it's bright as fuck. That's hurting my eyes. There you go. Now you can see my ugly face. Um, I'm the only one allowed to take shots at me. Like so. I mean, if Joe wanted to, he could, but Joe's a great guy. He's really funny. You guys love him. Some of his comedy is on Spotify. His most recent tape that's on there, I think, is still Rocky Mountain High. Oh. Sorry, my TV, I didn't turn it off. And so now the little power strip's there, and I noticed like a countdown and wondered what the hell. I think his comedy tape that's on Spotify is, now you're making me think. I'm pretty sure it's Rocky Mountain High. It's pretty funny. He's a great guy. Like I said, he also does color commentating for the UFC. Also, here is a huge thank you to Science, the only energy drink I drink. 0 calories, 0 sugar, no crash, no jitters. I'm going to try to do this without looking at the can. The great tasting 0 calorie energy drink, real energy for real people. The unique formula that gives you the hashtag power 2. Let's see how badly I murdered that. Yeah! Suck it, Science! I finally got it memorized. It only took me 30 episodes. That's sad. I do not mean in any way for you to... Please don't do that. Don't be like Eugene last night on Walking Dead. Oops. Yeah, spoiler alert. Eugene bites somebody's dick off. It's pretty funny. At least I was laughing. They were cracking quite a few jokes about it on The Talking Dead. But, yeah. If you hear a weird noise kick on in the middle of me talking, sounds like a gremlin. One, it might actually be a gremlin. I don't know what the fuck's going on in here. Two, it's not a gremlin, it's a mogwai. Be politically correct. Not really. Three, it's most likely my heater, because it's cold as fuck outside. If I had a weather guy, I would kick it over to him and he'd tell you that, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's cold as balls. I would open up the door, but, you know, it's colder than a well digger's ass outside. Back to you. It's something along those lines. I thought about opening the door when I said that, and then I remembered, oh wait, that's right, it's cold as balls. So I didn't feel like opening the door. To be honest, it's only 30 degrees, which isn't that bad, but still, it's like 72 in here. I like it at 72. Normally not a big fan of hot weather, or warm weather, if you will, at 70, but you know what? We're supposed to get some sleet later. Yeah, and freezing rain. Didn't know there was a difference. I'm pretty sure sleet is free. Anyway, the meteorologists know more than I do. That's what it said on their website. Take their word over mine 9 times out of 10. Unless I actually do know what's going on, which is very rare. Alright, anyway, I'm also sponsored, the only actual sponsor I have, which is Fucks. Not given here, not given there, not given anywhere. I am not sponsored by either Joe, the JRE, the production cast of the JRE, anything related to it. I already said Joe, so his comedy would, I believe, include that. I'm not sponsored by Science. I'm not sponsored by anything that I've said, with the exception of the fucks. You think I wouldn't have to tell you that, but just to make sure. I'm not sponsored by Harley Davidson either. I know I'm wearing their shirt. I have a lot of them. Not sponsored by them. It just happened to be the shirt that I'm wearing today. I got asked that. Because like, you wear a lot of Harley stuff. Are you sponsored by them? No. No. I'm not. Although if they want to, that'd be fantastic. I'm not gonna argue with them. I'll take any money at the moment. Let's crack this baby open. Okay, to explain the odd elevation of my computer, because the last time I did this on my couch, I'm sitting in a computer chair. It's actually this chair I use for being outside. Yeah, that's right. I'm not a normal person. I don't have actual outdoor furniture. I just have a computer chair. Oh, I didn't tell you the flavor. It's blue pomegranate. It's really good. So at the moment, you guys are seeing me on a screen, but the computer that I'm using is sitting on top of a box, which is sitting on top of a box. And I would know a thing or two about boxes. Don't. I moved out recently. I have a lot of cardboard boxes. Don't. You know who you are. Because that's what I thought when I ran this over yesterday, thinking about what I would say today. It's not because I'm a guy. It's not why I know a lot about boxes. For those of you who didn't catch the message the first time, I just spelled it out for you. If you still don't get it, I don't know how else I can help you. Because I've said the joke. Wait a minute. Got it? Good. If you don't worry about it. Not concerned. It doesn't concern you. So, I was testing all the audio features before I go ahead with the thing I'm actually going to talk about. Because I'm like, okay, I sound muffled. Is it because I'm sitting on a cardboard box? And then I watched one of the other ones where I was in here and I'm like, again, I'm kind of muffled. I wonder what's going on. So I tested my audio stuff because I have like a audio wizard in the corner. It's next to the recycling bin. And I'm like, all right, let's see. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, there are like 5 different settings. They don't do shit. I know because I tested them and made myself laugh my ass off while trying to make noise, so that way I could analyze it, as I'm listening to it, trying to figure out which one's which. At the moment, I think I have it set on record. Something like that. I wanted to see if it worked better with recorded audio. Whatever. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to be talking about a mock draft. If you belong to the Facebook page, if you've seen any Facebook posts from me about this, you'll notice I have given it a name. It's called Mocking the Mock Draft. It's not really mocking, it's me making my constructive criticisms about how you've done it. Mocking it directly would be me making fun of you and the product that you have made. Now, I realize I've poked fun at some of them, but that's because some of the people that do this are idiots. Not necessarily with the group that I'm about to do. Just saying. Some of the ones I've read, some of them I don't do videos on. Some of them I just read them. People that do this, gives me a headache. They're gonna take this person with their third pick, but your need is anyway. The Cowboys are gonna take this running back. Don't you think you should probably fix your defense first? I'm not saying the running back they had him picking. Everyone's probably like, oh, they're picking on him for Ezekiel Elliott. That wasn't who I'm referring to. The one I'm talking about had them picking Alex Collins from Arkansas, and I'm like, you could get him in the 3rd round. Why don't you go get a corner first? I don't know. Anyway, let me open the page up. If you hear loud squawking, that'd be my extremely, extremely, extremely interesting neighbors that I didn't know about when I moved in here. That would be the geese and the ducks on the pond. As I say that, I don't know if you guys can hear them or not. There's a door and several walls between. Anyway, if you do hear them, you hear some weird squawking sound, that's what it is. Sorry, I slept funny last night. My neck's kind of stiff. Okay, this is from, let me find out, Campus Sports. You can find this by going to campussports.net. It's the NFL Mock Draft 2016, 3 rounds. It's going to go, obviously, as I said, from round 1 to round 3. It was originally posted on March 8th. Okay, let's go. This particular person has Tennessee Titans taking Laremy Tunsil, offensive tackle, Mississippi. Since doing my last podcast, I've been watching a lot of game film, trying to figure out, who's who. Some of the smaller guys, like some of the running backs that are supposed to go in like the 5th round. And so I watched some Ole Miss, Mississippi. I watched some of their tape. I also watched some Mississippi State, TCU, those guys. Just general teams that I don't watch on a regular basis. So anybody but Notre Dame. So I watch Notre Dame religiously. That's not a pun. I mean, I honestly watch them enough. In the fall and into the winter, that is my Saturday routine. I don't miss Notre Dame games. But anyway, I watched a little film on Laremy Tunsil. Watched his footwork, watched his hands, his vision. I like all of those aspects. He's very good, very quick out of his stance, good footwork. My question is, stop telling me to log in, you piece of shit. Log in through Facebook. Not gonna happen. One of the things I have questions about with Laremy Tunsil is he was suspended for the first 5 games, something like that, this season. And so I have some questions about his off-the-field business, things he'll be doing off the field. I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. I think he'll be fine. If Tennessee decides to go with Laremy Tunsil, again, that spot, it's like in the middle of my neck and my shoulder. It's bugging me. I slept on it funny. Anyway, I could see where they go after Tunsil. Makes sense. This particular person has the number 2 pick, Cleveland Browns, selecting Carson Wentz, quarterback, North Dakota State. Now, I've been getting jumped on by people because, well, they all are the bandwagon people that whatever Mayock says, they agree with. Excuse me. And I said, I have question marks about Carson Wentz. And immediately, it's because he's from a small school. So you think he sucks? No. I don't think he'll do as well as people keep saying he's going to. I want to clarify. And I clarified this morning. What I think is, this is what I noticed from the senior game, and everybody made it seem like, and if you look up my comment, feel free, I don't care. Everyone thought that you watched the Senior Bowl and that's it. No, I watched some tape on him because I wanted to know who the hell he was. He's got pretty good footwork, a little fuzzy on the accuracy. His arm strength is amazing. His accuracy, little work. Not a lot, just a smidge. After that, he'd be fine. Decent vision, good mobility. If he needs to, he can take off. But, and this was my point, in the Senior Bowl, he panicked when there was quote-unquote blitz, but not blitzing. And he panicked. And everyone was, making fun. I shouldn't say making fun of it. It's a sound part. Everyone was being pricks. I want to say that on there about how, well, you're just saying because of the Senior Bowl. No, I actually did watch tape. And I have questions that in the NFL, he's going to have problems. Didn't say he's not going to be good. Didn't say I don't think he'll do okay. I said I think he'll have problems. And suddenly, everybody's got a problem with that. And my main excuse for my point, I shouldn't say excuse, my main point is against a heavy NFL style blitz, he panicked. Not against a little school, against the big boys, and he freaked out. Oh, well, he didn't have time to practice with them. Right. So if he didn't have time to practice with them, why did Vernon Adams do well? Why did Dak Prescott do well? Why did Kevin Hogan do well? Why did Cody Kessler do well? Notice a pattern here. Everybody who's played in a big school against big time blitzes, they all did fine. Carson freaked the fuck out. Just saying. Anyway, they've got him going to the Browns. I hope that doesn't happen because then he'll be fucked for life. Worse than if he went to prison. He'd be fucked directly up the butthole. Let me try that. Sorry, I was sitting on the edge of a box and it was making me a little nervous. Stop asking me to log in. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to account with this piece of shit thing anyway. It's going to piss me off. Never asked me that before. Okay. We go to pick number 3. Much like everybody else, they have the San Diego Chargers going after Jalen Ramsey. Corner Florida State. I disagree. I think the Chargers should go after Joey Bosa. But that's just me. If I'm sitting at 3, and don't get me wrong, Jalen Ramsey is a very good corner. He's got decent hands. He's pretty good in the zone. Good in man coverage. I have a couple little question marks on him, but nothing that I would be concerned about. If I was sitting at 3 though, and I'm sitting there, and I've got Jalen Ramsey, Joey Bosa, I'm going after Joey Bosa, especially if I'm the Chargers. That's just me. I personally don't think that they should go after Ramsey. I think they should go after Bosa. But if they get Ramsey, they'll be getting a very solid corner that will definitely be able to make big plays for their defense. They have the 4th pick, Dallas Cowgirls, getting Ezekiel Elliott. I don't disagree with this. They do need a running back. However, they just got, or are they interviewing him? Crap, they just interviewed somebody, running back. I don't remember if they signed him or not. This is going to bug me now. I forget. But they interviewed somebody who was a running back. And so, now I have questions if they're going to go after Zeke. Hang on, let me try something a second. Yeah. This chair reclines. Hang on. Well, it doesn't recline it. It leans back. Oh, yeah. Now you can't see me at all, almost. Good. That spot in my shoulder is still bugging me, so I'm trying to... If I slouch, I don't lean back as far. I hope you guys can still hear me. If not, well, you're fucked. There. Ezekiel Elliott going to... See, that's uncomfortable. I can't win here. Zeke Elliott going to the Cowboys. I don't... Again... Hang on, I'll be able to tell you. Oh, it's asking me to log in again, isn't it? Make sure this works. Yep, it is. What a shock. There's no fuck off button either. It's just an X. Let me see if I can find out who that was. Here we go. Let's talk to running back from ... Feel fucking helpful. Notre Dame and they talked to the running backs at. Anyway, I don't know who it was. They talked to somebody. Imagine that. Been in the league a couple years. I forget who it is though. So it's a question of whether or not they signed him. Going after Zeke Elliott as the Cowgirls, I think that's smart. You need a running back. I'm not gonna. In the first round, in my opinion, you're not gonna find one better than Zeke Elliott. With the 5th pick, Jacksonville Jaguars, they have them getting Joey Bosa. I don't disagree with this. If he's still sitting there at 5, absolutely 100% you grab him. However, I don't think he'll be there. As I said, I think you take him with 3. And you get desk or something. I think you take him with 3. I don't think you take him with 5. I don't think he's there. I'm trying to think if they really desperately need a defensive end, which I don't know if they do or not. I don't think they do. But if you need one, let me think. There's Emmanuel Ogba, who should be available at 5. That's the sound of the heater. I wonder if I move over there if it'll do better. We're gonna take a little trip here a second. Alright. Because that's really bugging me. And I can't get comfortable in that seat. So we're gonna go over here. Where is over here, you ask? I'm not gonna tell you. How do you feel about that? Move that. This garbage. Make sure it doesn't actually bump that off, because if that lamp falls, I'll be fucked. It's obviously not in a literal sense. It's just that I wouldn't feel like cleaning up that much glass, because the entire thing is glass. Sorry, I still have a bunch of boxes laying around. Need to move this one out of the way. Let's see how that looks. Now we're gonna solve this problem. Like that. Straight. Junk mail. Fuck it. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Now, there we go. I'm really grainy, but oh well. I'm gonna fix that problem here in about 2 seconds.